Hello, 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 and welcome to the Bada Bin program. I am one of your hosts, Dave. Down there is the tardy turkey himself, Chris. Chris, how are you this fine Black Friday, a day of
It is Black
commerce?
Friday.
What's going on, man?
Yeah,
I know you're hunting for records, some vinyl today.
some vinyl. Yeah, the wife is a big vinyl
Uh
collector.
huh.
So and I've been so scatterbrained this week. I forgot about like the things we're gonna do on the show. I forgot about tomorrow, today being the day that it was, the record store day. And boy, so like last night you mentioned something like that your window was squeezing
Uh
in
huh.
on today, and I was like, oh crap, I just realized mine is too. And like my time is here, your time is here, so we have this little sliver that
Yeah.
we got to fit into. So
Yeah.
here we be.
It might be the condensed soup version
It
of
might
the Bada
be.
Bin program, but you know
It
what?
could
The
be.
fact that we both made it, we're both
Very
here.
salty.
Yes, we are
High
salty.
in sodium.
Yes, this is true about us both, as well as the show. But we've made it. We're here. We're dedicated. We've done it, and we have some good stuff planned for everybody who's tuning in either live or
In the
later in the
future.
future on the YouTube channel. So I appreciate all of you taking the time to tune in. Hopefully, you have the day off from work. That'd
Hmm.
be a wonderful thing, a long weekend. But
Oh yeah.
real quick, before we get into some of the fun activities we have planned and conversation topics, I mistakenly did I called Record Store Day the wrong thing because I did a little
Mhm.
promo on Instagram. If you guys want to follow us, you can see down below me our address. But I called it Free Record Store Day.
Oh,
Yeah,
you might have caused the
I
stampede.
know. It's like this store
Yeah.
is mine. It's full of records. It's free. Yeah. So
Everything's
I
free.
got it confused with Free Comic Book Day, but senior moments, they happen.
And I mean it's like the same difference too. I mean it's the record stores are they're more busy than a comic shop on a regular week, but like on record store day, it's ridiculous. Lines wrapped around stores, it's wild.
Wow.
And I mean, like I guess the big difference is that these records aren't free. So
Hmm.
people are going in to spend hundreds of dollars lining up for the privilege. It's very, very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked that vinyl is that popular. I mean,
Vinyl's
it's
huge, man.
wild.
Yeah, like I think like 5 years ago it started beating CDs in purchases.
Dead digital
And
media. I mean, dead
yeah,
media,
yeah,
rather, physical media,
dead
not
media, yeah,
digital. What am I
because
saying? Hello.
the digital is the thing. Ooh, just kick my
There
table.
we go.
Um, the digital is definitely the thing, but the vinyl is where the collectors go now.
You get so mad. I said digital instead of physical. You kicked
I kicked. I
an
need the
object.
table.
Yes. You said, take that, reality. Boom.
Exactly. I reject
Yeah.
it.
Did you see the clip I sent you of the little promo video?
I I didn't. I noticed it when I was on the way up the stairs. Yeah.
Well, I thought I was very clever because I said, well, what's next? Lava Lamp Day? Bell Bottom
Maybe.
Pants Day? What's going on
Hmm.
here with
Hmm.
all this
Shag
retro?
carpet
There
day.
you go, right? With
Yeah.
this,
Wood panel day.
right? With this retro
Wood panel
stuff.
week.
That'd
Wood
be a
panel
good one.
week.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
alliteration. I like it.
There you go.
All right. So you secured all the vinyl you needed to.
Yeah, yeah. She made out like a bandit.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Now, real
Yeah.
quick, though, I guess, unless there's anything else you want to add more about your
Hmm.
adventures today, yay, nay. But
No, nah.
my question is, does the vinyl get played or is the vinyl always in plastic, perpetuity in plastic?
She doesn't own a record player yet.
Okay.
She wants to play them, but she's like that. Like the weird, like record players are very temperamental, even within like the same brand.
Oh.
So like she's been researching for a record player for like over a year.
Mm.
But it's like for every good review, there's like three bads for everything because we talk about like comic people where comics get graded and it's like, oh, you have this tiny little tear, you have this tiny little whatever.
Right.
Audiophiles might be even worse, where
Wow.
it's like, well, the sound isn't as piquant on this. It's like, huh? Like the video game people, the frames per second people.
Mm.
It's like, well, I can't play anything under 120 frames a second. It's like, I don't think the human eye can see that. What do you mean you can't play anything less than that?
All right.
it's very
Fickle.
yeah, yeah. Like I was researching for coffee pots a few months ago, and it's like every coffee pot you've heard of is garbage.
Okay.
It's the ones you've never heard of that are great.
All right.
But anything that like more than five people own, trash.
The Underground
That's
Coffee
for the
Maker Club.
that's for the plebeians. Yeah.
Yeah. You Keurig owners. You elitist
Hmm.
pieces of crap. Wow.
Who do you think you
I
are?
know, and I am a Keurig owner, so I guess I'm part of the coffee
You're
Illuminati.
part of the problem.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
You're a coffee lizard
Yeah,
person.
coffee pods don't exist, man.
Coffee pods and birds.
They're not
Not
real.
real.
All right, so yesterday was a big old day for everybody. Thanksgiving, at least in the United States, I should say that, not worldwide. I hope you had a good one. I hope all of our viewers
Oh
had
yeah.
a fantastic Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
We can get more into that, I suppose, a little bit later because you are a chef and I am an eater. We both have two very different roles,
Yes.
pun intended, when it comes to the Thanksgiving festivities. But with that, I thought it'd be a little bit fun, a little different, if we tried some perhaps comic book trivia.
Mm-hmm.
That's the seasonal flavor.
I like it.
And you're going to be subjected to some multiple choice questions,
Okay.
provided you're willing and able.
Mm-hmm.
On a little thing.
Well, I'm willing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'm
All
able.
right.
We'll find
see.
out.
But this is a little bit I like to call Jive Turkey. Yes.
I can't hear nothing, so I don't know what's
All
going
right. It's fancy. It's super. You want to even get fancier?
on. Mm-hmm.
And you can't hear that either. But let me tell you,
can't, but I'll hear it
what you
later.
are missing right now is pure live stream goodness. History is
love
being made,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you're gonna love it. So anyway, so much for that intro. I had it all planned. Everything was gonna be great, and you had to jump in and go, "What is this garbage? What's going on here?"
Where am I?
I know. I spent all week working on this too. I mean, geez. Thanks, Chris. Thanks a bunch. I hope you fail miserably at this now. Okay.
I might.
All right.
I
Wonderful.
test poorly.
So as I mentioned, multiple choice questions. This is all comic book related stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which is your wheelhouse. So I expect you to get everything correct. All right. If you don't, shame on you.
Big
You
time.
may never be able to live any of this down. But are you
Ever.
ready to play Jive Turkey?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Question number 1, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
The country of Turkey made its first 4-color mention in the pages of which Golden Age comic? Was it A, Batman number 9, 1942, More Fun Comics number 12, 1936, Submariner number 4, 1942, or Kurt Busiek's Chili Dog Cavalcade, 1938?
Okay, so it's Batman, More Fun, and Namor.
Yes, so Batman, 1942, More Fun, 1936, Submariner, 1942, and of course, the all-time classic, Kurt Busiek's
KB's.
yes, Chili Dog Cavalcade,
KB's CD.
There we go.
Yeah.
1938.
I'm gonna go with, boy. Well, let's go with More Fun.
More Fun, is that your final answer, sir?
What's on the cover of More Fun?
I'm not giving you that. All I'm asking is for you to answer this question. Is More Fun your final answer?
Final answer.
Congratulations, sir. You've got that one correct. Very good. Yes,
Hey!
indeed. The
So who's on the cover of it?
the cover is actually not really a person of note.
Really?
It's just some
Okay.
guy with a like a bug net trying to catch something while running off a cliff.
Neat. That's my favorite hero.
Really
Yeah, Bugnet Matter Eater Boy lad.
random guy running off a cliff.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So very good. You are now 1 for 1.
Yes.
Question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
These foils to Hawk and Dove during the New 52 era were co-created by an artist who famously failed at drawing feet. Was it Apple and Worm, Daybreak and Dawn, Condor and Swan, or
Condor and Swan.
You didn't even let me get to the last option. Jeez, you really had to push that answer button. The last option was soap and deodorant. How about you let the host finish the question first? So, Condor and Swan, that was your final answer?
Yes.
Very good. You are now officially...
I just read that.
You did? Really?
I did.
You cheated. Yeah. You are nothing but a cheater.
I studied.
Okay.
I read Sterling Gates and Rob Liefeld's Hawk and Dove.
Yeah. Leafield, man!
Leafield. You don't hear much from Sterling Gates anymore, do we?
No, not that I'm aware of, but maybe his lasting legacy was, in fact, Condor and Swan. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. You're doing far better at this than I had anticipated. I've got to be quite honest. I think this one might, in fact, throw you for a loop, though.
Possibly. Probably.
All right. Let me get my cards right. Yes, here we are. 2024 marks the triumphant return of the Spider-Man balloon to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. What was the last year Peter Parker floated above the fans? Now you're going to let me finish. Was it 1989, 2007, 2014, or 2099?
Oh boy. What was it? 2007 you said, and 2014?
Those were the two options in the 2000s. Okay. Yes, is that the direction you're leaning?
I'm thinking 14.
Really? Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Very good. 3 for 3. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen?
Because I know Peter David did it around 2010. He was under it with his bundle.
He was under with his bundle.
With his bundle.
It's so funny you should bring him up, because I just happen to have a picture of him at the ready. If I can actually find it here. Hold on. I said it was at the ready, and then I was just completely unprepared. But yeah,
Peter David's a slippery one.
He is. He's actually the least slippery human being on the face of the earth. And here he is in his Macy's garb for everybody to enjoy. Oh, yes.
I got to flip screens here.
There you go.
To see him.
There he is. I am terrible at hosting this show. It took me so long to queue up Papa Smurf. Oh, my God. But anyway, there he is. There's Mr. Peter David.
In all his glory.
And are you sure that was 2010? I thought that might be actually the last year that Spider-Man was available in Macy's Parade. No?
I'm trying to think of where I lived when I saw that picture, and I think I left that house in 2012, so I was just guessing.
Okay. I think
I knew it was after 2007.
Yeah, I'm thinking it might have actually been 2014, but who knows?
Could have been.
Who really knows? Only Peter David knows, and he ain't talking unless you possibly donate to his GoFundMe.
That's true.
All right.
Yeah, I used to go to there was a web. I don't know if it's still around or not. There was a podcast called the Spider-Man Crawl Space.
Okay.
And I listened to that probably 10, 15 years ago. And I remember they had the picture of that same Papa Smurf Peter David in his bundle. Mm-hmm. That was like the main picture on their website. Yeah.
So you never visited again. That was enough. First impressions mean a whole heck of a lot.
Done deal.
All right, the final question. Let's go to the dessert round.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Which member of the Marvel Comics creative team was portrayed as a super snack in an issue of What the? Was it Malted DeFalco, Claremont Cookies, Bobby Chase Blooming Onion, or Stan Lee's Salted Succotash?
Oh, jeez.
What say you? Would you like to hear the options again, or?
I'll go with DeFalco.
DeFalco? That's your final answer?
Yeah.
My friend, you have just swept the board. I can't believe it. Jive Turkey is nothing to you. You have just dominated. Yes, indeed. As a matter of fact, Malted DeFalco made his triumphant, amazing first appearance in What the number 19 from 1992. What made you say
DeFalco? Because he was EIC around the time of What the.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think I've got to come up with some better options to kind of trick you up here. Maybe I made them too easy. I don't know.
No, the first one I guessed.
Okay.
The rest I educated guessed.
All right.
Except for the Liefeld one.
Yeah, because you had just read that
I just did
Yesterday.
my homework.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that was a lot of fun, if you ask me.
It
Besides,
was.
besides
I
me
liked
just
it.
botching the entire thing. But yeah, everybody, that was Jive Turkey, and
Yeah.
hopefully we can.
There's Malta DeFalco. I had to flip screens to see the image of Big Tom.
Ah, yes. All right. Well, that was something.
Yeah.
That was something. And I can't
They
believe
need to bring him
the
back.
thing is, every time you answered a question correctly, you got a gobble
Hmm.
noise. I never even got to use the sound
Oh.
planned for if you got something wrong. I'm wondering if I should click it now or just leave it as a.
Ask me what color the sky
What
is.
color is the sky?
Purple.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, I got to use it. You're stupid. You
There
are
you
so
go.
stupid.
I'm dumb.
I'm so dumb. All right, guys, that was our little holiday contribution to the
Mm-hmm.
fandom. Thank you for playing, Chris. I
Absolutely.
hope you enjoy your. I was going to say consolation prize, but you won the whole thing. So your 1987 Dodge Omni will be arriving
I love it.
to your front yard sometime within the next 15 to 60 years.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it.
All right, man. So as we move on, did you want to say anything about Thanksgiving since we just finished a Thanksgiving based quiz show?
It's the most carbs I've had in a very long time.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
man,
You feel guilty? You feel bad about this? Is
I
there
feel heartburn.
guilt,
Oh goodness.
remorse?
I since I started losing weight, I haven't had heartburn.
Okay.
But on Thanksgiving and on Christmas Eve, I have heartburn because that's when I do the carbs. And God, last night was an awful night's sleep.
But was it worth
And
it?
I not at the time it
I know, but the
wasn't.
food was so
Yeah.
delicious. You were just like, I don't care if I
Oh, it
get
was very
heartburn
good.
later.
It was very good.
Okay.
I did my 4 hour mac and cheese as part of the meal.
Mhm.
It was a good time.
All right.
Good stuff.
I bet you my mac and cheese is better than your mac and cheese.
We'll have to have a taste off.
I'm telling you, you could take 4 hours to cook yours. I'll take 15 minutes to make mine. And I'm taking the cake on that one there, amigo Sabe. Let me tell you. All right, man. I think you brought something to show off. Did you
I
not? Did you
did.
have something
I
to
did.
share
I
with the
did.
group? Why don't we transition into
Yeah.
that real quick?
Okay.
And what do you have? What is this comic related stuff? This isn't a
It
record, is
is.
it?
No, no, no. No, I actually bought it at a record store
Oh,
though.
okay.
Um,
You see.
yeah, it's a book that I usually see because it's old. I usually see it for like 30, $40.
hmm
Today I saw it for $5.
So you got it
So
today, this very
I
morning.
got it this
All right,
morning
great.
when the wife was looking. I walked over to the comics and was like, "What the hell is that?"
hmm
And yeah, it's Origins of Marvel Comics, and it's I think it's a first printing here because the reason I picked it up, I picked it up and I flipped through it, but the reason I bought it is, and I think I showed one of these off when I think I showed like Stars and Stripe, where the inside was like it was like written to somebody.
Yeah, the
And this one
inscription,
is as
sure.
well. Yeah, this one is as well, and it says Christmas 1974. So it's like
Wow.
this. Yeah, this person got this for Christmas 1974, and from uh, see the three northern superheroes, Joy, Ted, and Emily, and it's to a kid named Todd.
They were part of Alpha
So
Flight. They were
hmm,
part of Alpha Flight, the three
they might
northern
have been.
superheroes.
They might have been.
Wow.
But yeah, I thought it's a touching little thing here, and I mean, it's not even a Marvel production here; it's from Fireside. So
Okay.
yeah, old stuff here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I thought it was neat. I remember this was one of the first things I got from the library when I started reading comics back in like 91 or so, because that was like the only stuff that was in the libraries. The library would have like the ElfQuest trades. It would have Origins of Marvel Comics, the Sons of Origins of Marvel Comics, maybe the Women of Comics, and then like How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. That was like the entire comic
Right.
section of the library, and like Garfield and Peanuts. But yeah, I'm sure I borrowed this a bunch of times as a kid, and it's nice to have it. Usually, like I said, it's usually very expensive for some
Uh
reason.
huh.
Um, the same shop had a copy of the superhero women there, and that one was $40.
Wow.
And that's another like buy Stan Lee sort of
Yeah,
gimmick.
yeah,
But yeah, I thought it was pretty neat.
yeah. Back in the
And
day,
I'm a sucker for
I
inscriptions.
was gonna. Well, yeah, that is lovely. But I was gonna
Yeah.
say that book, the Origins book, and you took the words out of my mouth with your library bit with the How to
Yeah.
Draw Comics the Marvel Way. That stuff was
Mm-hmm.
like everywhere. Like not like.
Ubic. Yeah. In our circle.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So you knew it existed. It was one of those kind of things. So it's kind of cool you came across a copy now because,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, it was affordable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. $5 under cover price from
Yeah.
1974.
Maybe
Yeah, it was $5.95 cover
they couldn't
price.
validate the inscription.
They could not.
So
Yeah, you can't get it can't get it slammed.
yeah, exactly. Right. So unfortunately, it dropped in value.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad you got to duck away
Yeah.
from some of that vinyl and do, well, mild digging, I guess you could call
Yeah,
it, you
yeah.
know?
No, I wasn't even digging. I just walked past the bookshelves and it was like it was at the edge of the bookshelf. I'm like, oh.
Okay. Well, that
And
was his fate.
yeah, it was.
It is.
It was fated to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Was there like a discount on it that made it $5, or was it just $5
No,
straight
no.
up?
Cover price, $5.
So much for Black
Yeah,
Friday,
or there.
fools.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know?
think they had like a buy three get one free gimmick, but I didn't feel like digging, so
Okay.
just grab what I grab.
All right, that's cool. You know,
Yeah,
there's a lot of places, of course, it being Black Friday. I've already gotten some
yeah,
emails from local shops saying, "Come in, 30
same.
percent
Yeah.
off cover on this," and yada yada yada, and that's fantastic. Now, I am someone who prepares for many many things.
Hmm.
It's in my DNA
Hmm.
to be ready at the ready for holidays. So, just for example's sake, my Christmas shopping is complete.
Sure.
Anything I buy now is just pure additional meat on the
Hmm.
bone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, when the evil overlords over at Amazon announced they were doing a week long Black Friday sale,
Hmm.
the first day I hopped on at like 2 in the morning. Not because I'm some
Hmm.
weird, well, I am weird, but I wasn't like targeting that specifically,
Yeah.
but I just happened to wake up in the middle of the night.
Sure.
I can't sleep. Let me check Amazon. And something popped up and I just couldn't resist. Dude, I
Hmm.
just absolutely was like, I cannot believe this is that cheap. And
Okay.
I've gone on record, and one of our favorite viewers, Chris Yu, has brought up
Hmm.
how important Crisis on Infinite Earths is.
Uh-huh.
I can't argue. I think it's a mega important part of comics
Sure.
history. Yet, where we differ is I claim it's kind of a tough read now. It's a little
Sure.
boring, a little long-winded, a little hard to digest.
A lot to it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody just coming in cold would think, "Oh boy, Crisis of an Infinite Earths is like the thing that got me sucked into comics." I mean, I could be wrong, but anyway, the reason why I bring it all up is because I'm a huge McFarlane collector,
Hmm.
and they had the Anti-Monitor.
Oh, there he
Yes,
is.
in all of his glory, and the reflection of my computer is kind of ruining the whole
Yeah.
thing.
There you go.
Oh, there I go, there I
Oh,
go.
other way, other way.
Oh.
There you go, right
Let me
there.
go.
There
Let me
you
go full screen for a second, as maybe that might help
Do
too.
it.
Now, this is a McFarlane Mega Fig,
Hmm.
and I was alluding to the price earlier. I just got a massive cramp in my leg from turning my body to grab this beast of a figure. So at its regular price, I probably would never have bit, but I got it for $6.40 something cents.
Good
Good
grief.
grief is right. So, dude almighty, welcome home, Anti-Monitor. I will be unboxing this fig
Nice.
and placing it somewhere. Where, I don't know. I have just completely run out of space. But yet again, at that price point,
That's sick. Yeah.
dude, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
These mega figs, usually run for like $40.
God.
So,
I believe it.
for me to get one
Yeah.
for under $7 is
Yeah,
like,
for
holy hoot,
for
man.
under single digits. Yeah.
And yet again, I cannot stress the importance of the series,
Sure.
Crisis on Infinite Earth, so I'm very happy to have it. But I do got to always clarify, if you've never read a comic before, you might,
Don't start with
you
that
might want to
one,
dive
yeah.
into something else, sure.
Yeah.
And now, real quick, I did not get a sale on this. This was a pre-order. But I was so excited to get this. Dude, like, my insides turned to jelly. Now, some will laugh at me, and I get it. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's all fine and dandy. And now I turn the other way to. Ooh, can I even reach? I'm tethered. I should have had this at the ready.
There's JB.
J.B. Fletcher,
There she is.
The Murder She Wrote. This is the Toonie TV figure. Damn my glare. I should have better lighting in
Mm.
here. From NECA Toys. And this isn't. They have another version, which is a highly articulated J.B. Fletcher Murder She Wrote fig.
Okay.
Which I still have on pre-order, but it's not available yet via the place where I had ordered it. So it's back
Okay.
ordered. Oh, you're yawning.
Oh,
You're yawning at
no.
this figure. See, I knew this was going to happen. So some geriatric gumshoe action just puts you to sleep. But I love Murder
killed
She
me,
Wrote, dude.
yeah.
I've been watching Murder She Wrote now for years, and so when I found out they were going to have this damn glare. When I found out they're going to have the figs, I just had to bite. So the moment I found this sitting at my front door, I was like, oh my god, my life is complete. I may never buy another figure again. I'm kidding, but still. This was like legit, man. So, and this is staying in box. I will not unbox JB. She's staying in her packaging here. Which, by the way, the back, really quick, I think is pretty bunk. It's like this really crappy illustrated Cabot Cove Harbor with the typical population with the red line. The last number, meaning that someone just got murdered.
Someone died.
They
Yeah.
could have done a little bit better with that.
Yeah, it looks like MS Paint or something.
Yeah, not great,
Yeah.
NECA. That wasn't. But the
No.
figure itself, damn glare. You know what? If you follow me, Back Issue Buddha, on Instagram or TikTok, you'll get better views of this stuff because I couldn't resist but make little quick videos of this figure in particular. So I'm not going to contort myself. I'm going to leave her right here to look at me for the rest of our illustrious program.
Beautiful,
There
beautiful.
you go, JB. So yes, Angela Lansbury action figures are in this house.
Damn right.
Very, very excited about that. I know, dude. What can I say? You know, it's like, that's the wonderful thing about fandom, right? Everybody's into something.
Sure.
Like, let's say, and here's something I've never understood, ever, is people who love Power Rangers.
I'm with you.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm with
And
you.
I get it. It's always a nostalgia play. It's
Sure.
I was a child when that was on TV. That occupied my Saturday mornings. But that's yet another line that's just flooded with so many different options as far as
And they all look the same.
they kind of do. But even then,
Yeah.
the origins of the show in itself is so cheap, and it was so. And that's the reason why it got picked up. It was.
Oh yeah, the Super Sentai.
They
Yeah.
were like, we can take footage from another show, splice in a couple bits, bing, bang, boom, we got a cheap product that we can jam down kids' throats. But I brought that up in particular because I may not get it, but I respect it. You dig
Of course.
it, it's your thing.
Of course.
You know,
Yeah.
right on. That's what you like. You like what you like.
You only go around once.
True.
So you owe it to yourself to enjoy what you do.
Yes. And I happen to like, yet again, Murder, She Wrote. So
There you go.
And I also love Magnum PI, so I'm waiting for some more Magnum PI merch
There you go.
to come into Bada Bin HQ. Fingers crossed on that one, Bubba. Fingers crossed. On that one. Now,
Is there any merch for Magnum?
there is a Funko Pop. I have that on pre-order.
Okay.
There are some. It's not Lego, but there's like another little Playmobil or something. They make like a version of the Lamborghini.
Okay.
That's not something I'm typically terribly interested in. It's almost like Seinfeld, right? I love Seinfeld, but I can't buy everything Seinfeld related. Like they have little people,
Yeah, I've seen those.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do
Yeah,
with
they-
that?
they-
I'm not really crazy. It looks like a baby's toy, you know?
Yeah, it's a nostalgia play, but like the thing of it is, when we were growing up,
Sure.
little people looked a lot different than they do now. Like they just were like a wood peg with a circle head.
Uh-huh.
That's what the little people were when we were kids.
Yeah.
Like there were no arms, there were no legs. Like the cars would have just a little circle that you'd set them in.
Yeah.
So it's like they're doing the nostalgia play, but they're doing it wrong. They're making them the new style for old people.
Yeah, I mean, and there are also limits to what they can and cannot do without betraying the brand, I suppose. So
Yeah.
maybe they thought they were pushing it as far as they could to the limit.
Could be.
Well, as far as we know, that's what little people look like nowadays. I don't know.
I think they do.
I
Yeah,
just
I
don't
think
know. You know
they.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, anybody who can get licensing for anything will just go gaga for it. And I do have
Pretty much.
some random Seinfeld like Funkos and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
yeah, I had to draw the line in the sand on that one. You know,
Yeah.
made me think of that Magnum PI Robin One Lambo. Just like,
Hmm.
do I really want that on my shelf? I'll wait. I'll wait till something better comes out.
Yeah. There you go.
But talking about little people, babies' toys, I guess, and
Oh
hooking them while they're young. I
yeah.
work in retail. This is no secret.
Hmm.
And at my store recently, we have started selling DC Comics. We have a little DC Comics display. And when I was made aware that it was erected in the magazine aisle, I immediately made a mad dash. I wanted to see what we were offering,
Hmm.
because the person who told me has no comic background, so they didn't know
No
what it
idea.
was.
Yeah.
Maybe it was trades, maybe it was grab bags, who knows?
Sure.
So when I saw this display, I was kind of in shock and awe, but not for the reasons most people would think.
Hmm.
First off, let me show a picture of the actual display itself
Yeah.
so people can kind of see where I'm kind of going here because I know I can get a little bit of verbal diarrhea from time to time. But this shipper, right? The interesting thing about it is not only does it have Dan Mora artwork on top, but it also prominently features the DC Bullet branding.
Hmm.
And I'm kind of like, wow, this is like a full on frontal assault. Like, hey, man, this is what we're going with from here on out, And I'm happy about that. That brings me a lot of
Sure.
joy. I want to see more Bullet logo stuff. But I think what's most jarring about it is all the issues that are available, they're all individually bagged and packed.
Hmm.
I think all I had to do was say bag. Pack was just for a little throw in for free.
Sure.
But these reprints, not only are they wildly overpriced,
Yeah. What they're two? I'm pulling up the. I pulled up the picture you sent me.
yeah, the text I sent you,
Two
they're
ninety eight.
298, but they all have the DC Bullet logo in the upper left-hand corner as well. And then when I did initially text you, you were most thrown by the new 52 Nightwing #1.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's
It's like just
strange,
from all over the place. We got Rebirth stuff. We got Dawn of DC stuff. We've got New 52
right?
stuff. Like, I don't know how you hook anybody with this, but I mean, it's cool that they're there and I like it.
Yeah.
But it's now now in the like that Nightwing one,
Yep.
are all the issues behind it the same issue, or
No,
is it a
no,
mix?
it's a mix.
Okay.
Even though the ones in the fronts of the
Hmm.
display are pretty much the majority of the issues. So whether it was Nightwing
Okay.
#1, Superman Rebirth #1, Wonder Woman Rebirth #1, they had a Green
Hmm.
Lantern Dawn of DC. The
Yeah, War Journal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the picture that I had up on screen for the display wasn't like doing much justice. I'm sure
Hmm.
everybody watching right now kind of had to squint to kind of
Hmm.
make heads or tails of it. But my whole thing was when I texted you the Nightwing in particular, I think I even said to you, for you being so kind of thrown by it, it's like jumping in a
Hmm.
tub full of ice. And I think
Yeah.
that's because it was something new 52 branded now with the Bullet logo. No?
That's odd. That is quite odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crossing the streams a bit. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, I can see that. I just did find it interesting. That was the one that threw you the most for a loop.
Yeah, because the rest of them seem a little bit more evergreen, I guess.
Really? Even Rebirth with that awful, like, weird, droopy banner on top?
Yeah, but I mean, we're still continuing that story. Like there wasn't the. I mean, are we even clear on what happened between the New 52 and Rebirth yet? That facilitated the change.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we're like totally 100% clear on that, or if it's just one of those things we're not supposed to think about and just like let the stories happen.
Okay.
But like the New 52 Nightwing is different. I mean, it's a different costume. It's the whole Bat universe was a little bit in upheaval then because we didn't know how many Robins we had. We didn't know how long he's been active. It's been a long time since I read that Nightwing, so I don't know how much that resonated in it. But it just seems like if you bought that one, you'd be like, "What the hell is this?" Say you bought that one and then you went to a comic book store
Okay.
because you were that intrigued, and then they give you what's coming out now. You wouldn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
I'm really glad you brought that up because I was going to say to you, it's really jarring to a longtime reader, but that's not what they're targeting here, right? They're trying to get
No.
casual, kids just, hey, mom, can I
Foot
please buy this?
traffic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then also establishing this is the brand. They want people to recognize the Bullet now because they're going to be using that
course.
logo
Everywhere.
exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's intriguing that you should say, well, should they like this?
Yeah. What then?
And then someone decides they want to go back and look into something, they're not going to get anything similar to what's currently going on now, despite the fact the company image is still the same in the corner.
Yeah. Because I mean, if they wanted to follow that Nightwing, they'd have to go back like 3 logos ago. It's like, is this the same company?
Yeah.
That's always been my big problem with Free Comic Book Day. Is like they would put these like 3 times out of continuity stories out there, just one chapter of it. Then it's like if you actually your best case scenario is you hook somebody. But if you hook somebody, what do they go to next? It's one that I would bring up is that they would rebrand Suicide Squad #1 from the New 52 as a Harley Quinn giveaway because it had Harley on the cover, and Harley was like the big thing. It's like, okay, say you get somebody who comes into the shop, reads this, loves it. Where do you even tell them to go from there? It's like, oh yes, your Harley Quinn #1 continues in Suicide Squad #2. And she might not even be in that one very much. I don't know. It just seems
Well, I mean,
backwards.
considering these comics aren't worth the paper that they were printed on, I didn't pick one up. Even though I kind of should, I think, just for like, I don't know, history's sake, I suppose. I did ask to keep the shipper. I told the person in charge of that, I'm like, put that aside for me. I want that. Because not only does it have the awesome Dan Moore art on top, I'm like, to me, it's, your favorite word, ephemera.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I mean?
ephemera. It's a display piece. Yeah, why not?
But I was going to say, maybe in the back of that Nightwing book, they say, go get the trades. Go to Ollie's.
Possibly.
They're like $2.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember at Walmart when they phased out the Giants, they started bringing in grab bags. And like they would reprint it was like tail end New 52 into DCU or YOU, whatever the hell it was. And like it would be an issue of Justice League. It had the same cover, but it would say Batman and the Justice League. And like the ads were different inside because it was more relevant to the time. But another very weird thing.
Yeah.
I only bought it because I was like, I got to see what that is. It was, I think me and Reggie were going to talk about it eventually. And I don't know, just weird.
It is weird.
It's always weird when comics veer out of their lane because they never seem to do it right. It used to be second nature. Now it's like, how do we get into stores?
Yeah. Well, they should have made all these $1. They shouldn't make them $2.98.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
that's
mistake. Right?
Yeah.
If it's $1, any parent's going to say, okay, little Chris, I'll buy you something for $1. You know what I mean?
That was my same problem with the Giants at Walmart. I mean, it was a great price for us. $5 for 100 pages or whatever it was. That's like killer for us. But the looky-loo and the foot traffic person, it's like, no, I'm not going to spend $5 on Teen Titans Giant #4.
I'm going to flip through this here, make a mess out of it, and ruin the collector's day. That's what I'm going to do.
Of course.
I remember, man, having to like drive around. At first it was great. The Walmart up the street from my house had like the Swamp Things, and then they just stopped. And having to go to like various driving around to Walmart. It's like, hey, I wonder if they have this, and hopefully it's in good condition. And I'm like, what am I even doing?
Oh, dude, driving from comic store to comic store is fun. Driving from record store to record store is fun. Driving from Walmart to Walmart, sucks.
Yeah,
those parking lots. Yeah. Oh God. No fun.
Well, at least you get to see a wide variety of like poor dental hygiene. I mean,
That's
that's
true.
always interesting. Hey, do you have that new Swamp Thing Giant? The what? The what are you talking about? Excuse me, ma'am. It's called halitosis. Yeah. And real quick, I'm gonna transition back to this image. I know a lot of people you can't really see it, but I like magazine racks nowadays because for one, who the hell buys magazines in the supermarkets?
True.
But squint and you might see it. There's a magazine dedicated to Jesus back there. So if you want the
Really?
new copy of Jesus for probably like $15,
He's constantly updating
yeah,
us.
you can just wade past that display of the DCs. But dude, I commend him. It's something. It's a shot.
Oh, there he is. Simply
Oh,
Jesus.
is that what it was called? There we go.
Yeah, the heart of
Yeah.
Christmas. Oh, and then there's Miracle of Jesus next
Oh,
to it.
really? There's a full series
Yeah.
going on there. Yeah.
They're competing
And
brands. They're flooding the
and they're not
market.
cheap. Those things go for like
Dude,
$14.99.
magazines are ridiculous
Yeah.
now. Because even like the Tomorrow's things are like $10
Yeah, that's
each.
worth it. I wouldn't see
Mm,
Hot Rodding for $8.99 being the again unless you have a halitosis issue.
true.
That's the coming this, this spring. The halitosis issue. Can't miss that one. But yeah, being a selling point. So yeah. But
Yeah.
I was shocked to see this. I was shocked to see the branding. The whole thing
Yeah.
threw me for a loop.
It's like worlds colliding
I
for
had to
you.
text you right away. I was like, I can't believe
Yeah.
this. This is wild. What do you think
Yeah.
about this?
Are you seeing this too?
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly.
It's like there's nothing in this picture.
Yeah,
Just Jesus magazines.
yeah, right. And yeah,
And hot rodding.
cats. There are magazines about cats. We
Cat fancy.
There is one. It's a coloring book for cat farts. And I just said that with a straight face because it's real. It's true. You can buy a cat fart coloring book in that same rack behind Rebirth.
Talk about halitosis.
Wonder,
Yeah.
yeah, Wonder Woman #1. So yeah,
Wow.
but that's my final thought on the matter. A plus for trying, A
Yeah.
plus for branding, A plus for
Mm-hmm.
using Dan Mora art as the header on top of that
Sure.
entire
Sure.
display. But F for pricing.
Yeah, and just overall weirdness.
Yeah, just the kind of bizarre nature of it. I am
Yeah.
curious what other people would think about it. And if you do have any opinions on the matter, you can always
Mhm.
reach out, badabinshow@gmail.com. And we'd love
Absolutely.
to hear from you.
For sure.
So, Chris, I only get about like another 15 minutes until I have to be pulled
Yeah.
away to domestic duties. So,
Sure,
this is kind
sure.
of like an open ending to the show. Would you like to discuss anything? Anything you have in mind? Any segments that you would like to tackle before we hit the road?
I don't think we have time to dig into the email because there's a good question in there that I actually put a little bit of thought into, and I think there's a lot of interesting food for thought there. So we'll get to that next
We'll
time when
save
we have a full arena.
Well,
But
you could start it, and then I could jump in on it and like ruin it for you while you're answering, much like you did with
Oh.
Jive Turkey.
I'm not even going to give you the opening.
Okay.
You see, there you go.
I actually,
Um,
I'm sorry to interrupt you yet again.
Oh, go ahead,
But
go
I do
ahead.
get not so fat, a fat stack of comics we can talk about too. Next time
let's
we record. Not right now.
Oh, okay.
That's called a big market
Oh, a
tease.
tease.
Yeah. So
Mm,
I had
mm.
them just in case at the ready. But
Now, I did some reading of newer stuff
Mm-hmm.
past few days. It's as I got my DCBS shipment, and it's like the first like all in, like everything was all in, because last time it was a mixture of like absolute power tie-ins and like 2 or 3 all-ins, and this time it was all ins.
Okay.
And I was disappointed to see that Nightwing didn't have his legacy numbering, especially when he just had. There was like the 300th issue that came out like a few months
Yeah.
ago, but no legacy numbering on that, and no legacy numbering on Titans.
Yeah.
Weird.
That is. It's just a
Weird
bummer.
omissions.
It's such a minor thing that the publisher could add as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I was surprised to see Green Lantern did have legacy numbering.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the voodoo math that went into it, but it's there. And Green Arrow just had his 350th. So they're doing it for some, not for all.
Yeah. But Nightwing in
It's kind of-
particular was a rarity with
Mhm.
the continuous numbering on the last run.
Yeah.
So yeah, not to do it now.
Well, the current run is still going on. It's like issue one. 111, 112, something like
Uh-huh.
that, or 117 or
Okay.
something. It's 100 something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
But still, it's
but
a
yeah,
little
no legacy.
box. It's a little box underneath
Just
the
a little
regular. That's
triangle.
it.
Do it.
That's all you got
Yeah,
to do.
yeah. We're not asking for the world here. But the new it's neat with the new creators on these books now. Nightwing was pretty good.
Okay.
Titans was a weird one. I know you're not too into the Titans,
No.
but the Taylor run on Titans, which kind of got me back into it, um, kind of lost me like 2 or 3 issues in because we went to like Night Terrors. Was it Night Terrors or Night Fears? What was
It
it?
was Night Terrors.
Night
Yeah,
Terrors.
terrible, terrible concept. Ugh.
Not great.
No.
Not great. So we had that, and then we went into like that Beast World thing that refused to end. And then like every other issue was like all about Amanda Waller. It's like enough. So now it's nice that that's done. But what they're doing is what they do with all Titan stories for the past like 20 years is like they talk about how much better the old comics were. Like I don't know the growing pains in a Titans book, but I'm sure they're there because everything is a reflection on stuff that's happened, and all it makes you want to do is read the old stuff because the stuff now it's not bad, but it's not seminal, it's not iconic, and like I said, it's like so much of it is just retreading on how much better everything used to be.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's like they left wherever they were because the Justice League is back now, so the Titans aren't like the only team in DC
Right.
anymore. Now they're all part of the Justice League because everybody's part of the Justice League,
Correct.
and that's not even me being sarcastic about it. It's literally the gimmick is
Justice League
everybody's a
Unlimited.
Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I used to be like, oh, everybody's an Avenger, but everybody actually is in the Justice League. So they go back to Titan's Tower, and Donna Troy's walking up, and all of a sudden, like the new look Titan's Tower turns into the old fashioned Titan's Tower, and she's like, "What's this?" And like Raven's going nuts, and Beast Boy has some weird stuff happening, and it's all these things going back to older stories. Speedy's or what is he Arsenal now?
Yeah.
Because it's like Speedy, Red Arrow, Arsenal, and they like rotate. But like, of course, since he's in there, we get a shot of him shooting up heroin because you have to. I mean, that poor guy's never going to live that down. But it was just so, just looking into the past. It's odd. And I mean, the villain that they reveal, that was good. You know, it made sense. But I feel like we've read these stories before, and it's. I mean, I'll stick with it because I enjoy the team,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know. It's just weird growing pains. I think that might be a fun topic to dig into when we have more time.
Yeah.
Just like books that just are like stuck in this arrested development that just can't get past certain things,
Right.
you know? And oh, I did read Superman and I did not jump to the last page.
Okay. What do you think?
Eh.
Okay. All right. I mean, listen. Okay. I understand, and even when I explained it to you, I was like, dude, it's not
Mhm.
reinventing the wheel.
Yeah, yeah.
But when they did the reveal at the end, it could have been a wide variety. And I was like, I
Sure.
think it's interesting they chose this character, made him all
Yeah,
emaciated and everything else, and
yeah.
I think
And old. Yeah.
it's going to be like impactful for this little arc they have going on. So
Mhm.
look how I did that all spoiler free.
There you
Look at
go.
me. Look at how I do this, huh? Amazing. So yeah, it's too bad you meh it though. I thought it was actually pretty good.
Hmm.
The art, of course, was phenomenal.
Sure,
I'm
sure.
not using that word lightly. I think it moved. The pacing was fantastic on that issue.
Hmm. What are your thoughts on there being a Superwoman?
Here we go. I'll meh you right back.
Yeah,
I mean,
because it feels, one of your favorites, the Hulk. Everybody became a Hulk. You
that
know,
ruined it for me.
I,
That hurt it. That
I
hurt me
feel
deep
like
down. Yeah,
there's just so many super characters now.
there is, and it's not
Too many.
original. It's not the first time this has
Hmm.
happened, and in many ways, all right, this has been played out before, where writers have said, okay, there's this attraction between Wonder Woman and Superman because
Hmm.
they can relate.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And that's
Hmm.
something that Lois will never have with Clark, per se. So
Sure.
now that she is powered up, And he's even telling her, like, hey, calm down, pace yourself. I know you're
Yeah.
excited, you have all these powers and stuff. It's like a tutoring role.
Hmm.
How does that, or how will that affect their relationship? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Williamson has been fairly decent on Superman thus far.
Yes. Yes.
Not perfect, but I mean, to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't trade him for many other writers right now to do the
No,
book.
I
I
don't
think
think
he's
so.
doing an admirable job.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm not going to damn it right off the bat. We'll see what he does with
Hmm.
it by the end of this. My tune could be
Sure. Sure.
completely different. It probably will be, to be perfectly honest with you. But initially, right off the bat, it's great. And then
Hmm.
because also we get Dan Moore to soften everything that happens, it makes it so much more
Sure.
palatable, no
Hmm.
matter what goes on in the book. You know, it's like, oh, in this one, Superman reveals a new power that he can manifest tricycles with his mind. Okay, as long as Dan Moore is drawing it, sounds
Sure.
good to me, man. You know, I'm all for it. So yeah, but
And I got the stack of Action Weeklies. I just haven't dug into
I
them
still
yet.
have a couple left to go. There's a
Yeah.
couple in this my little tease pile I had for you
Hmm.
there. So I'll probably dig into those over the next couple days because a little programming note here. We're not going to be able to do next Friday.
Okay.
So hopefully Wednesday would work for you.
Probably. I don't see why
There's no
not.
record store days, no shag carpet days going on Wednesday.
I could check my
Yeah,
calendar,
you're
right?
looking
We
right
have a
now,
little
right?
hot calendar action here.
Yeah.
I have my duct being evaluated by the heating and cooling people
Okay.
in the morning, but yeah, we'll see.
I've got pretty much the whole day open, but
Yeah.
let's try to plan for next Wednesday because
Cool.
it is kind of tough. I made it. There was a comment on Instagram. It was like, well, "What time you guys going live?" I'm like, "Well, we kind of fly by the seat of our pants over here at Bada Bin." You know what I mean, man? But I would like to read these and then show
Sure.
them off at the same time and kind of let
Cool.
you know my thoughts on them,
I
if
dig
that's
it.
permissible.
I
And I
think
think
so.
I need Game Show Redemption.
Okay.
And so, if anybody enjoyed Jive Turkey for as blotchy and herky jerky as it was, please let us know at badabinshow.com because
Hmm.
I would like to dive back into that again. I think it'd be a good little reoccurring bit for me
I think so.
to quiz Chris. And you
Yeah.
got to get one wrong because right now you're 4 for 4,
I know. I know.
and it's a tough bar
Yeah.
to live up to. But I got
Hmm.
to be able to make you stumble, fool.
But I think for anybody writing in, it's a lot of it's going to come down to their tolerance for pictures of Peter David.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I could promise to be Peter David free.
Or we could just do more pictures of Peter
All
David.
Peter David all the time. What was that
All
website
Peter
that
David.
had that as the opening
The Spider-Man crawl space.
Spider-Man crawl
Yeah.
space? That was
Yeah.
your your
All
intro
pad.
all
Yeah.
the time.
All pad, no
Oh,
breaks. Yeah.
there you go. All right. Well, I've got nothing else to say here. I think we got to move on
Yeah.
because yet again it's Black Friday. I got dad duties.
Hmm.
The entire family is off on vacation, so they
Hmm.
actually want my company. So I shouldn't deny them
Very nice.
any longer. You
Yeah.
have to figure out how to put a needle in your mouth so your wife can just spin a record on your
There you
tongue,
go.
and you
There
can
you
start
go.
playing some Billie Eilish,
Hmm.
Billie Eyelash,
Hmm.
who stinks.
Yeah, eyelash.
She sucks. So yeah, little inside joke there. He bought a Billie Eilish record today.
Mm.
So yeah. Anyway,
Not for me.
well yeah, but you still bought it. You still walked up to the cashier
I
with it in
did.
your hand. So
I
so
did.
shame on
I
you.
did.
All right.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Really? Would you like a receipt? Shame on you.
I'm just gonna staple it to your head.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't take this off for 48
Never
hours.
listen to this, please. Good Lord, please. All right, so we're shooting for next Wednesday.
Hmm.
I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to tune in today or in the future. It's appreciated. And maybe I'll send out these quiz cards to some lucky
There you
viewers
go.
as some memorabilia. We can frame them up or something. I'm not going to
I
throw them in the
think that the
trash.
second one is a 9.9.
I don't know. There's some chicken scratch on here, buddy.
Oh
I'm
man.
saying goodbye and everything, but I suck at it. So let me just ask you one thing
Mm.
because I changed the Bobby Chase
Hmm.
dessert round question from Bobby Chase chunky peanut butter to
Hmm.
Bobby Chase blooming onion. Had I
Hmm.
stayed with the chunky peanut butter, do you think that would have been more enticing for you to choose the Bobby Chase?
Only if you would have changed it to Bobby Chase Baba Ganoush.
Oh, dang. All All right. Well, thank you all for taking the time to tune in. We love you. Happy holidays or remainder of it. Happy weekend, and I guess
Be safe.
yeah,
Yep.
be safe from heartburn. And I guess we'll be seeing you on the flippity flap.
See ya.